Well, there's a lot of activity in the spring, mostly toward gardening, if you will, if you're a yard man like me and attempting to produce a lot of the food so that you don't have to buy it from Walmart and buys it from third world countries, and God knows what you're getting. And I know that if a lot of people gardening, they'll just simply throw a little Miracle-Gro on and think that's good enough, and it's better than nothing. But rest assured, you might want to think about what your plants are, and that they're living creatures, and they need a lot of the same things you need. For example, minerals and vitamins and trace elements. You see, one of the things that a lot of people forget is that the fields and the garden areas, if they're gardened in the same spot, or farmed in the same spot year after year, it takes only maybe as little as a half a dozen years to drain all of the minerals and vitamins out of that ground. Now true, they'll put, the farmers will put a little nitrogen on, or they'll put a little phosphate on, things like that, and think that's good enough because they get a green plant. That's close. They don't think they need more. But that plant becomes deficient. And the problem of it is when you eat that, there's no minerals and vitamins in that plant. So then you got to turn around and you got to buy minerals and vitamins for yourself and to try to catch up from what you've overused the earth. But rather than to take the vitamins for yourself, and that's not a bad thing as far as that goes, but why not get them from the plants like nature meant it to be? And so one of the things you can do is just have like an old grinder. This is a 1930s grinder. My folks, I inherited from them. And you can take one-a-day vitamins. You can take aspirin. I like an aspirin in there too. It's good health for you. It's good health for a plant. They forget to mention things like that. Vitamin D, which is sunlight, if you will. And you say, well, plants get plenty of sun. Well, there's a lot of times when they don't. You get a lot of cloudy days and stuff like that. It really cuts into their growth. But if you give them the vitamin D in the ground too, it's incredible what turns out. Add a little salt in there, because the salt is, for all salt comes from the ocean, of course, at one time or t'other. And the trace elements in there are nothing short of amazing. When they added the trace elements to mice in a blind study, they found that the mice lived twice as long. Would you like to live twice as long and healthier? Okay, and so all you do is grind this up, easy enough to twist when you put your stuff in there, and there's the powder, if you can see it in there. And you take that, put that in water, mix it up, and put it on your plants, say every 2 weeks. And again, the vitamins, the minerals, calcium and zinc, the different ones, grind anything up that you're taking internally for yourself, well, it's good for your plants. And there are many other little tricks that I use. But that was one, and here's another. Nice powdered dirt. You need to break up the soil a little bit. You can't find a better thing to till up than that. And of course you take your soil like that. It's real easy to dig a hole once you've busted it up like that. Didn't cost you $1,500. Anybody can afford to drill. That costs a couple of dollars. You can drill a hole in a matter of seconds, fill it in, and you've got a tomato plant ready to go. You put your watered minerals and vitamins on that, and you'll be amazed what you can do. A man with one of these can easily plant 100 plants in an hour, and that would feed a family a long, long time, especially if things get tough. So instead of buying in silver and gold, you might think about buying one of these and buying a grinder so that you can grind up your vitamins for your plants. McCook's Mr. Bill, rate this film.